It's Friday Sews! Hello, welcome to Sewing Seams with Deb. It's Friday Sews and we're going to talk a little bit about some sewing that I've been doing, some knitting updates and a bit about life. So what have I been making? Well, I've made this gorgeous, very simple baby wrap blanket for my godson's little baby girl. And I've also knitted this very, very cute bonnet. And I'll show you the pattern in a moment, but I'll just show you the photos and the little video that just shows the end product. It is now all wrapped. So I will step you through the pattern of the little bonnet. So the baby bonnet that I've knitted is actually out of 5-ply from Bendigo Woolen Mills. You guessed it, another one. But it was from my stash, and I had knitted a baby blanket in this previously, and I have about 2.5 balls left over, so about 500 grams. Yes, about 500 grams. And so I had plenty to use, and I've knitted it in that cream colour. So it's kind of off-white. It's a classic, and the name of the colour is Magnolia. Now, the pattern book is an oldie but a goodie. It's a Peyton's, very old-fashioned book, and it's got lots of different patterns in it, which I'll show you. Got layettes, very old-fashioned but gorgeous. Look at that beautiful blanket. This gorgeous little matinee jackets and little bonnets with a traditional ribbon on it. We don't always do that these days. Sorry, bit of noise. And then there's this one. How beautiful are they? Very old-fashioned but so lovely. And so that's the pattern I've used. See the little bonnet there? Well, they call it a cap. In my mind, it's a bonnet. A true bonnet has ribbons. This one doesn't. And I didn't quite have time to make a cardigan as well, or a little matinee jacket, but decided to just make the little cap. And I've knitted, as I said, in 5-ply, which was very easy to do. And somebody has, sorry, I got this book from a Oppo years ago. And always look at if you're a knitter, when you go into the op shops, remember to look in the area where there's obviously fabric and garments that you can change into things, or they might fit you. But also have a look for old balls of wool and knitting books. So someone that's had this before me highlighted the whole area that I was knitting. So that was really easy to go to. And I used 3mm needles. And my gauge is pretty standard. And it came out quite nicely. And it cast on 107 stitches. And there's a seam at the back of the bonnet. It's not knit in the round. So it's knitted flat. So that turned out absolutely lovely, and so that's that book. So how good is it? Now it's given me an opportunity to get on with my next knitting project. So one moment please, I'll just get that to show you. It's the same pair of socks that I was knitting last week. I've finished one sock. I'm just putting it on the sock blocker. How pretty. I've got a funny feeling they're not going to fit my daughter. I think they might be too big. So, but they are too gorgeous, aren't they? And they feel amazing. So I've just finished one. It's all finished. Hasn't been blocked yet. But that yarn has knitted up so beautifully. And as I mentioned last week, I'm using the new cast on method called the German twisted cast on method, and it gives it a lot of stretch. So it doesn't cut into your circulation on your ankle. So that's a really beautiful knit. So there's that one is finished, and the second one, and as you can see, I'm knitting it in the round. The second one, I'm just about to start the heel, that part there, and it's matching up quite nicely, like that. It's matching up quite nicely, and I'm teaching myself a new knitting method. I know. Well, you know, you can never have all knowledge. So this is the Norwegian knitting method, and I've learnt it from Anna and Carlos. So if any of you watch their YouTube, and you hold the right hand needle like a pen, and then you just hook it over. It's actually really good on my wrist. So this method is fast, and it's very slidey, and I've got these beautiful circular needles, and yeah, I'm really happy with this method. So I have to still teach myself how to do the purl stitch, but the knit stitch is really coming along. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So that's, you just you hold the right hand, so it's back to front. So you do it like this. Excuse my neck, with the back of my head. So we do it like this. So, and the normal way that I knit is this way, which is you loop it around your finger. I'll knit like that. But it's a whole different positioning. You hold the yarn in the left hand, not the right, and then you hold the right hand needle like a pen. So it's very, very different. But I will link Anna and Carlos's YouTube channel at the bottom here. So then you can check out how to do that if you're interested. It really saves your wrists, and I've got a bit of a bad wrist, so I need to be careful, and I'm getting quite fast. So this sock would have been finished if I was doing it the old way, but I'm teaching myself this new method, the Norwegian sewing method, knitting method. Yeah, and I'm enjoying that that approach, and it's having me be more interested in my knitting as well. So once I work out how to do the purl stitch, I'll show you how I do that too. So a bit about life. Now, for those people who are interested and following along in the Women's World Soccer, the FIFA World Soccer, a cup that's being held in Australia, I'm very excited about this. I actually love soccer, believe it or not, and I do follow Australian rules football, but my favourite is the soccer, and so I'm absolutely delighted that Australia's got to the final 8. And I've got a photo here of me being all very excited about the final 16 game that we actually won. So we've had having a lot of fun watching the football. So that's really consuming my my free time a little bit, and so that's why the knitting's really coming along, because I'm watching a fair bit of the TV. So yeah, for those people that aren't interested, I'm sorry, my apologies, but yeah, it's very exciting. And what am I planning? Well, I need to make some underwear for myself, so I need to cut that out. I'll be doing that this coming week. I've got a couple of running repairs to do. One Freya dress that I've got, their sleeves are a bit short, so I'm going to rectify that so that I will wear that more often. And just a few little jobs like that. And then I'm also contemplating something to make with this linen. So it's a premium linen. It's from Spotlight. It's a 40% sale. and I've probably spoke to you. Oh, I might not have showed you this. It's from last year, April 2022. I got 3.6 meters. I believe it's the end of the bolt. And I was thinking of, I don't know what to make with it. I want to make a dress. But I need to figure out exactly what. I'm not sure, given that it's a quite a stiff fabric, I'm not sure how much it will drape. So I don't know how it will go with gathering. So it might be too stiff with gathering. It might not drape very well. So I might play around with it on my mannequin and just see if there's something that sort of speaks to me around how it looks, and then look for a pattern to fit that. What I often do, and do you do this? I often drag out, you can do it two different ways. You can either get your piece of fabric and decide what am I going to make with it, which is what I'm trying to do. Or you can start with the pattern and think, what fabric am I going to use? A lot of people do it that way. Sometimes I do a bit of both. I'd like that. I need a dress, for example. So I'll choose the pattern of the dress and then I'll look for some fabric. That's where I've fallen down a lot with my stash, because when I'm working with the pattern first, I'm finding that I often don't have enough of the particular fabric in my stash to make the item that I've chosen. So that sometimes stops me. So I'm trying it another way this time. I've already got the fabric. Now I'm going to play around, as I said, on the mannequin and just see what it looks like. So come with me while I do that. So here's the mannequin for modesty. Oh, and I've got my tape measure. For modesty purposes, she's got a Freya dress on. This is a dress that I absolutely love. I think I've shown you this before. Really, really love it, but it doesn't fit me, and it doesn't fit anyone that I know that is interested. So she gets to wear it. Anyway, so the fabric, let's see. As I said, it's linen. So let's see how it hangs. So as I said, I haven't done it this way before, so we can sort of play around with it. It's like a maroon red. It's showing up quite differently on the video, so it could be okay with a belt. Bit of a belt there. That doesn't look too bad. This mannequin is kind of my size. It's a little bit big, so I'm just not sure how it would be if I sorry, it's like a ghost really, isn't it? I'm not sure how it would be if I had gathers. Like I said, it might be too stiff. So let's just do that. Has anyone tried to do this themselves at home? Have you tried to do this? It's not as easy as it looks without cutting it. And leave it with me for a minute. I'm going to take you along from this angle and just see if we can work it out together a little bit. And this is live. I'm mucking about with this while I'm videoing, so we'll see how it goes. See, where did I get to? I ran off and I got a belt, so just to hold it together. So now I wouldn't ever have, I doubt very much I'd ever do that, but just to get the idea that there's a bit on the bodice and maybe sleeves, because there's so much. But I'm thinking that's going to be too stiff for gathering. Let me know what you think. I'll take a photo as well and put it up here, because I can't really get the full view with the limited space in this room. But yes, quite the gown. Quite the gown we have there. Yeah, she's poor little model. I'm undecided, so I really would love to hear what you've got to say and what your thoughts are. What ideas, what patterns you might think might be good with this. Don't have to use it all either. Just bear that in mind. I might make some trousers to go with or something. So, well, I'd love to know what you think. So here's the image, if I didn't show it already. Please give me some suggestions. I'd love to know some ideas, or maybe you've made something out of this sort of amount. I'm not a huge fan of gathers around my waist. I don't mind a waistline on my garment, but I like to wear a belt, or I like it to be cinched in a little bit, so then maybe flare out, but I don't like it really sticking out a long way. But anyway, give me some ideas. I really need a bit of help with this one. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, a bit crazy, but we'll see how we go with it all. Just so that you know, keep an eye on, if you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification from my community tab. I'm about to send out some information about a live stream. So I'd love to have you join me. So I'm going to send the date and everything out. So keep an eye on that. If you're a subscriber, you get that notification. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to just hit the subscribe button with the little bell, and then you'll get the notification. It doesn't cost any money to subscribe. It's just that you easily can find my vlogs. That's all it does for you from that perspective. And you can get some of this other inside information. So I would love for you to join me for my live stream. I'm thinking of that pretty soon, in the next couple of weeks. That's probably going to happen. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for sticking to the end. I'm off now. I'm going to say goodbye. Have a happy week. Stay well, and happy sewing, and happy knitting, and happy creating. Bye.